I find the key to enjoying salads throughout the colder months is to use a combination of hearty greens and seasonal produce. Not only does this make for a beautiful salad, but it's also substantial enough to hold up to the heartier, more warming, grounding foods that we tend to lean on throughout the winter months. Plus, this particular salad is gorgeous for the holidays. So I'm going to show you how to make my kale and pomegranate salad with pecans, sunflowers, and crumbled feta cheese. So the first thing we're going to need is kale, specifically thinly sliced kale ribbons. Now, personally, I love to use the lacinato kale for this recipe. It's also known as dinosaur kale or Italian kale. This is the kale that has this dinosaur-like texture. But keep in mind, any type of kale will work for this salad. So as always, use what you have, use what you love, and use what's available. Now, to stem the kale, the easiest way to do this is to hold the stem in one hand and then pull the leaf up and away in the opposite direction with the other hand. Do that until you've worked through all your kale, and then what I like to do is just stack a few leaves on top of each other, roll them into a fat cigar, and then come across the other way with my knife and create super thin ribbons by making nice thin slices. Definitely my favorite way to enjoy kale in a salad. It's also great as a head start ingredient. You could store this in an airtight container in your fridge, and then you could have it ready to go for easy salads, to add to soups, or even to scrambles or smoothies all week long. Then once I have all my ribbons sliced, this is when I like to wash the kale. So I just transfer it into the colander from my salad spinner, give it a good rinse under cold water, make sure to get it nice and clean, and then just spin, spin, spin. Now the dressing I like to make for this salad is an apple cider vinaigrette. And I start it, it's a little bit non-traditional, with some finely diced red onion. You're gonna want about 1/4 cup. This is gonna add great flavor and great texture to the dressing. Plus the vinaigrette is gonna help to break the onion down a bit. If you really don't like red onion, you could skip it. Then I have 1 clove of crushed garlic, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, along with a fat pinch of salt and some black pepper. And I'll just gently whisk this all together. Now, you may know that traditionally a vinaigrette is made with a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar or acid. But I, on my journey of healthy eating and experimenting with different flavors and textures, have really come to enjoy a 1-to-1 ratio when it comes to vinaigrette. So what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a lighter, brighter, a little bit more tart dressing than a traditional vinaigrette. With that being said, you can of course adjust this to your personal preferences. So you can always try the 1-to-1, and if it's a little too bright for you, just slowly add in more oil until you find the perfect balance for your palate. Okay, so I'm going to drizzle our dressing right over the kale and then just gently toss that all together. The kale is hearty enough to hold up to this dressing, so it's totally fine to dress it while you prep all of the toppings. So the first thing we need to top the salad is pomegranate seeds. You want about 1 cup, which is equivalent to what you would get from 1 large pomegranate. Now, I have discovered the easiest way to get the seeds from your pomegranate is to score the pomegranate in half across the center, then gently pull it apart. Then I just loosen up each side, just kind of crack through it a bit like I'm doing here. And then over a large bowl, I'm going to hold the pomegranate seed side down in my palm and then use a wooden spoon to just tap the back side of it over the top and around the sides. And then the pomegranate seeds literally just fall right out. This is hands down the quickest, easiest, least messy way to get your seeds from your pomegranate. And let's not forget that most grocery stores these days sell pomegranate seeds already seeded. So you don't have to do that step if you don't want to, but like most things in life, one is going to cost a little more time and the other is going to cost a little more money. So you just have to decide which you have to spare. So I'm going to layer the pomegranate seeds over the kale salad, along with some chopped up roasted pecans, a handful of sunflower seeds, those are roasted as well. And then I'm going to finish this with some creamy tangy feta cheese. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that I always recommend buying your feta in a block and just crumbling it yourself. This way it doesn't have any anti-caking agents or any stabilizers, and you get this extra creamy, delicious, flavorful feta cheese. Now, I often do, and you certainly could, serve the salad just like this. This way everybody sees exactly what they're about to get into. Or you can gently toss it all together and then serve it once it's all mixed up. Both are delicious, so it's really just your personal preference. The flavors and the textures of the salad are so good. The kale is nice and hearty. The dressing is light and bright. It's like a little party in your mouth. Celebration on a plate. This is a fantastic salad to bring to your holiday table, and it's also easy enough to just enjoy yourself all throughout the colder months. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dani Spies, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers!